Hello parents and students, welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 8 Classwork Review. So we're going to continue working off of what we did in 4.7, Unit 4, Lesson 7, in which case we're going to decompose our units into smaller units, okay? Our fractions are still going to be equivalent because what we're going to be doing is still multiplying by 1, okay? So this time we're going to be doing it with different amounts of fractions. Last time we worked in just halves. This time we're going to be breaking it down to a little bit more. So number 1 was done for us. So if you look at number 1, we want to look straight off at the solid lines first. So if you look here, we have it broken into thirds with 2 of them shaded in. So 2 over 3. Now we're going to break it apart again, and we're going to break it across the middle, and we're going to make couple rows. So now when I say rows, I say rows like this. Okay. Now when we look, we have 1 row, 2 rows. So we're going to take the total number of rows and we're going to multiply it by our 2 over 3. So 2 times 2 equals 4 and 3 times 2 equals 6. Now this 2, remember, it's 2 over 2. Even though it's on the same line, we're just simplifying. It's 2 over 2, which equals 1. So since we're multiplying by 1, 2 over 3 is equal to 4 over 6. So 4 over 6 is an equivalent fraction of 2 over 3. So let's take a look at B. B, we're going to take a look at the whole outside first, the whole solid line, and do our columns, okay, or up and down, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So we have a total of 4 boxes, and how many are shaded in? 1, 2, 3. We have portions of 3 shaded in. Now we're going to look at our rows. We're going to take a look at these dotted lines that make our rows. How many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3. So what we're really going to be doing is we're going to be multiplying 3 over 4 by 3 over 3. And don't forget, 3 over 3 equals 1. Okay? So we're actually multiplying by 1. So this is really saying, when we simplify it, 3 times 3, because we multiply straight across, over 4 times 3. And when we do that, 3 over 3 equals 9, and 4 times 3 equals 12. And if we look, we can count how many boxes we have shaded in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shaded in out of a total of 10, 11, and 12 boxes. So 9 over 12 will be our equivalent fraction. Okay, so that's all we're really doing with this lesson. So as you look, we can see these are all the same. So we're going to go down to number 2 here. It says decompose into tenths and fifteenths. Now, when it says compose into tenths, okay, we look at the word that's inside of it. This says tenths. So the word, then the number 10 is in there. Fifteenths, 15. Okay, so first things what we want to do is we want to look, like we were doing before, at our columns. How many columns do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have over 5. And how many are there shaded in? 3. Now we want to get our fraction to be over into tenths. Over into tenths. Okay, so our denominator is going to be tenths. Now, in order to find out what we need to multiply by, we need to find out how many times 5 goes into 10. So 5, 10. We skip count. 5, 10. So that's 1. 5 is 1. 10 is 2. So we need to multiply 3 over 5, or 3/5. We're going to multiply by 1, 2. So we're going to multiply by 2 over 2. We're going to multiply them by the same, because 2 over 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. So our equivalent fraction is 6 over 10. Same idea for B. Now it's 15, so it's 5. We're going to skip count. 5, 10, 15. So that's 3 numbers, okay? So 3 numbers means we're going to be multiplying by 3 over 3, which is equivalent to 1, which is equal to 1. So what we need to do is we need to draw 3 lines, okay, going across to make 2 lines, to make a total of 3 rows. Now, if we weren't doing that, that's to check our answer. We would take what we had, okay? So if we count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 total and 3 shaded in. It's the same fraction as before. Now, we're multiplying by 3 over 3, and we multiply straight across. So we multiply straight across. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 is 15, and that's 15. 9 over 15. Now, since 3 over 5 was equal to 6 over 10, and 3 over 5 equals 19 over 15, or 19 over 15, 9 over 15, that means 6 over 10 is also equal to 9 over 15. Okay, so 6 over 10 is also equal to 9 over 15. These are all equal to, like we said from the start, 3 over 5. And those are all equivalent fractions to each other. Okay, so that's all this lesson 4.8 is about. Hopefully this brings some clarity to you, and I hope equivalent fractions are kind of getting a little bit easier for your student to hopefully understand. The biggest part is knowing that we're multiplying by 1, so our fractions are remaining the same, which makes them equal to each other, which makes them equivalent. Okay? Thanks, and have a great day.